You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Ask Drone U. My name is Paul.
My name is Rob. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today again and again and again. We thank you, appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you learned something from this podcast today.
We definitely hope you do learn something from the podcast today. We are actually really excited to talk about something that's really important today, about like water delineation modeling, or water, I forget what the right term is, not delineation modeling, but trying to figure out essentially where water is going to move, like kind of using a topo. But before we get into that, I just want to say quick special thanks from our sponsor today. Who's our sponsor today, Rob?
So if your drone is sitting on the shelf because you crashed it, and you're not earning any money because it don't work.
It don't work.
We'll call our friends over at fortressuav.com. Fortress Solutions is what they started out as. In 2002, they were founded, and they have grown to be the largest telecom equipment repair supplier in the global market, and they have now branched out into repairing drones. So these guys know what they're doing. They've got drone repair technicians that are OEM trained, and their facility is certified. 5 easy steps is going to get your drone taken care of. You simply package it up, don't forget the remote, ship it to Fortress, and then they're going to diagnose it for you. They're going to take a deep dive look at what's going on with your drone, software, hardware, everything having to do with that drone, and then they're going to let you know what that's going to cost to fix it or what it needs. And by the way, they do all that for free. And if you choose not to have it fixed, no problem. They're going to ship it back to you. Shipping is on you. And obviously, if they do fix it, then they'll take care of it and they'll return it to you as well. 7-day turnaround is what they're promising. Pretty darn quick.
Very fast.
Have that back up in the air in no time.
Way faster than what I got.
That's very true.
Not from them, another company.
Another company. So check them out at fortressuav.com/droneu. And when you're in the issue details section of the repair request, be sure and enter the promo code DRONEU, and they'll give you 10% off of your repair order.
10%.
So get that drone back in the air ASAP with Fortress UAV.
Take flight now.
Hello, my name is Francisco Valencia, and I work for an irrigation company based in Sonoma, Napa, and Mendocino counties in Northern California. And we are looking to explore our options to integrate drone mapping to assist with optimizing irrigation systems designs and possibly any other data that could be acquired that would be beneficial to clients. My main question is, with the addition of the two Mavic Pro 2 models that came out, either one is of those superior to what the Phantom 4 Pro is offering, or should I just go with the Phantom 4 Pro and go from there with expanding what we'd like to bring into our company? I appreciate the help, and thank you for what you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you, Francisco. I love the vertical that you guys are pursuing here. I think it's a great use of technology, of this particular technology, and I'm always curious to hear what Paul has to say about these kinds of things and whether or not the new drones are better than the old drones.
First off, after doing a lot of testing with the new Mavics, I don't think it's a mapping solution at all. I've noticed a couple of nuanced pieces of information, like, again, without having an application that actually will run the Mavic in a grid-like, pattern, it's kind of difficult to get the best comparison of data. But one thing that kind of supersedes that has made me notice the quality of data, anytime I've flown the Mavic 2 Pro to compare it against the Phantom 4 Pro, I've taken off from the same location, I have flown in the same environment, I've done a compass calibration before each time I flew to ensure the best data possible. Well, when I did this both times with the Mavic 2 Pro versus the Phantom 4 Pro, and even then compared it against the Inspire 2, the Mavic 2 Pro's ability to get a good GPS lock and maintain that lock is very difficult. I've had a lot of errors in my maps, and I have not really been able to get a good GPS location, to have good geotags on the images to actually get them to process properly. Now that being said, I have to say that the Mavic 2 Pro is a great drone, but I'm wondering if, because it only has a single compass and it's on the top of the bird that's situated in very, very close to the magnetic interference that you could get from the motors, I'm wondering if that's it. I'm wondering if it was the wind. I don't know what it was. But when it comes to drone mapping, Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 2 Zoom are not really solid answers. The Mavic 2 Zoom could be usable, again, for things like cell phone tower inspections, but I'm not sure it's going to be the best. We haven't really confirmed or denied that yet. So as long and the short of it is Phantom 4 Pro, Phantom 4 Pro version 2, again, global shutter. It's a mechanical shutter. Put that thing in the air and put it 6 feet up and stand next to it and click the shutter and tell me what you hear. So do the same thing with the Mavic. Tell me what you hear.
So the Phantom 4 Pro just continues to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, the color gamut on the Mavic 2 Pro is definitely better than the Phantom 4 Pro, but here's the thing, it comes down to a couple of clear issues. Number one, solid GPS signal that doesn't get interfered with. Number two, it's able to fly autonomous patterns. Number three, must have a global or fast readout shutter. The Mavic 2 Pro does not have that. It has a linear rolling shutter. Can you still correct for that? Yes, you're still gonna have issues though. And you're going to have more noise and you're going to have more work in your maps all over again. Also, its capability to fly in wind, it's not really the best at flying in wind. And again, it's just not reliable. So for $1,500, you can get a reliable survey grade mapping tool with a Phantom 4 Pro. And I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah. Now that being said, can he make water delineation models with the Phantom 4 Pro? Yes, he can. He can use, Pix4D to create a DTM, digital terrain model. He can even use the surface tool to eliminate surfaces. So let's say that he was trying to make a water delineation map. I know I'm not saying that right, and it's in my presentation. Essentially, it's where you're trying to plan, let's see, water delineation. Well, it says that it is a thing, so. Yep, I was right. Actually, water delineation is correct.
Nice job.
So let's say that we're trying to create a DTM to figure out how water runoff is going to affect a certain canyon, and that canyon happens to actually have a parking lot next to it, or a parking lot through it, or some sort of drainage ditch goes down there. And let's just say we have some sort of object in there. Utilizing the surface tool, we could eliminate those objects to get better DTMs and better accuracy in those models, but he's not going to do it with a Mavic 2 Pro. On this subject, I think it's actually a good time to discuss the new Altum by MicaSense. MicaSense is a camera manufacturer. Typically, you've probably heard of the MicaSense Red Edge camera. That's the multispectral camera that MicaSense uses. I think it flies under the EB and some other drones. In fact, let me just look really quick. Let's see, MicaSense Red Edge. Anyway, now what they have done is they have created what was almost a 2-in-1 camera, and now they've created almost a 3-in-1 camera. What they've done, Rob, is they've added thermal with multispectral and EO, electrical optical, just like a regular, RGB camera, into one unit. And what's really important is that even though the data is upsampled from the thermal camera, they're still able to get images that can be stitched or aligned together more easily.
So maybe dumb question, those are all triggering, so to speak, at the same
simultaneously.
time? Simultaneously.
Yes.
That's incredible.
So that way, if they want to overlay their thermal map on top of their NDVI, on top of their EO, they can totally do that and fly it all at once. Another issue that they were seeing was that a lot of farmers were trying to fly 280, 300 feet to get 4-centimeter resolution, because one of the big things is, survey grade mapping, you fly really low, you take a lot of images, you get really high accuracy. Ag guys, they don't need that. So for them, they want to be able to fly at 400 feet to capture less imagery in order to process it faster. So what they did is essentially made this camera to be able to fly, with a 4-centimeter ground sampling distance at 400 feet, and still be able to get, upsampled data from the thermal camera, and also have good data from the multispectral camera. I think this is actually a real breakthrough. As far as water delineation goes, could you do mapping with this camera? Yes, you sure could. You could get a good DTM and figure things out, but you're also going to get thermal data. and be able to see, you know, a little bit water temp, or you could see soil temperature deviations, which could or could not correlate to water density. But typically, wet areas on a farm that are colder than the surrounding areas typically showcase water. So.
And could you fly this from a DJI?
So that's the other beautiful thing. Thanks for actually answering that question. Altum is one of the first camera manufacturers to actually utilize the DJI Payload SDK. So if you fly an M200 series or M600 series that utilizes the SDK, you could actually fly this camera if you already have an M200 or M210.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I just wish they'd make it for the Inspire 2 too. But hey, who am I?
Maybe it's coming.
Maybe I can dream.
That's right.
So I think the long and the short of his question was, can I create water delineation maps with mapping? Can I use a Mavic Pro? No, you can't use a Mavic Pro. No, you can't use a Mavic 2 Pro. No, you can't use a Mavic 2 Zoom. If you really want the good stuff, Mica Sense, Altum, probably the best. You know, you guys don't try to make NDVI maps with an EO camera, meaning a digital camera. You're not going to get accurate data, period. You need a multispectral sensor. It's really simple. Anyway.
Awesome. That's pretty clear.
Yeah, I think that answers his question. You know, guys, if you have more questions about this, there was a good presentation, I believe it's available on Pix4D Fields on the website from the Fly-In if you want to check that out and really learn more about how Pix4D Fields can really help you kind of create these deliverables. But on that note, that is going to do it for us today. My name is Paul.
My name is Rob.
This is Ask Drone U.